Welcome to the Prophecy Club. We've got a really important program for you today, and that is what's going to happen with Israel. And we're going to talk about it. So that's the first topic. Is Israel about to escalate the war? And then we're going to explain world government because we're going to tie that together with some other prophecies. Actually, this could be real important if you want to understand what's going on. Also, we encourage you to subscribe and also to join Prophecy Club. And that's $9.90 a month or more, and that helps take out the roller coaster out of our donations. And I don't know, maybe it's tax time, but right now we are at the bottom of the roller coaster. So if God has blessed you and you can help us, now would be a very, very good time to help us. Okay, so first we're going to start with Israel. Now, part of this you can look up. You can find what I'm about to say on the internet, as with most of the stuff I cover. But what you can't find is how that relates to Bible prophecy. And of course, that's where the prophecy students want to know. And that's my heart. That's where I come in and try to explain it. Okay, now this is actually important. Now remember, look right here, okay? Not necessarily the order of fulfillment. As I told Leslie the other day, I said, do you realize one of those headlines says, Israel is attacked, America sends troops. Now, Israel has been attacked, but America has not sent any troops. And America now is saying that even if Israel turns around and attacks Iran, America is not going to back not going to back Israel, and is not going to have anything to do with it. So I don't think, again, that's my opinion as a prophecy teacher, I don't think this is the fulfillment of that. Now, let me go on to a couple more things. I'll give you my opinion here. Battle damage assessment. Iran strike against Israel. Oh, you didn't hear this on Fox News and some of the other sources. And so I like some of the things that Hal Turner says. He is not for Israel. That I don't like. Because Genesis 12:3 says, I will bless them that bless you and curse them that curse you. So we never, ever turn against Israel. Even when they're wrong, we don't turn against Israel. We always support Israel. So anyway, this says, intelligence community sources confirm the following battle damage information after the Iran retaliation against Israel, which took place Sunday night. Iran fired 185 drones, all 185 shot down. Iran fired 36 cruise missiles, all shot down. Fired 110, now here's the point, 110 ballistic missiles, 103 shot down. But the point is, that you're not hearing on the news, 7 got through. 7 actually reached their target, and according to him, he says the hypersonic missiles, which got through all of the defenses, were the ones pictured at the top of this article. The Fatah 1, not one, was shot down. Now, what is one of those missiles? Okay, your normal missiles do this, okay? Okay, so when it's in flight, radar can predict where it's going and shoot, boom, knock it down. That's not what the hypersonic missiles do. First of all, they're hypersonic. And according to this article, they're 8 to 15 times the speed of sound. So we don't have a missile that flies that fast. Now, I'm pretty sure the Iran didn't cook it up either. This came from Russia. I think it came from Russia because God gave it to Russia as part of the destruction, the judgment on America for falling away from Jesus. But the hypersonic missiles, not only do they go really, 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 really fast, but they do this. They go up, and then they can go down, and then back up, and they can go left, they can go right, up, down. So they can change trajectory. That means if they're going up and we fire a missile and they go down, we miss. Or if we go left, go right, we miss. So it doesn't surprise me a bit. Matter of fact, we've talked about this. Russia is openly saying that America or anybody else cannot shoot their missiles down. So what does that mean? That means that Russia supplied missiles to Iran to fire at Israel. What? What do you mean they're supplying missiles? They shouldn't. Well, wait a minute. America is giving missiles to Ukraine to fire at Russia. See, so we've been in this battle with Russia for a long time. Bad people in charge of America are doing bad things. On to the next article. Excuse me, this is a picture of this missile. Now, what also you were not told, it hit 2 Israeli air bases and killed 44 Mossad personnel killed. No, yeah, you can hear that on the news. But that's, and of course, I have to go by what Hal Turner says. Probably it's true. Now, what happens when America gets all of these missiles from Iran fired at it? If we can't shoot them down when they're heading to Israel, not one of them, we didn't knock one of them down, that means we can't stop them when Iran fires them at America either. Okay? Big problem. Next article, Russia deploys frigate with hypersonic missiles into the Mediterranean Sea. Now remember, the Russians are chess champions. They are the champions of chess of the world, have been for many years. So they're not stupid. They know what it takes to destroy America or Israel. The article says after Russian President Vladimir Putin told the United States that intervening against Iran would result in Russia intervening to support Iran, they moved a Russian frigate with hypersonic missiles out into the Mediterranean Sea, as in, i.e., by Israel. And it entered the waters of the Mediterranean Sea Sunday after crossing the Suez Canal, and the vessel will fulfill its assigned tasks, so they say. Now that's the big question. Is this about to turn into a bigger, badder war? I'll answer in just a second. This is, again, Hal Turner. Danger rumored tonight. And it says, Israeli War Cabinet convened, and they're basically saying we have to do something. Essentially, it's what it says. Hebrew Channel 14 in Israel is now publicly reporting the War Cabinet decided to strike Iran tonight. And now I'm recording this Monday afternoon at 6 o'clock. So it may be here in a few hours, or it may be that the strike has already begun. But the big question is it going to get bigger and bloodier? And I'm going to give you my opinion on that in a second. So, update, 4:05 Eastern Daylight Time. Significant jamming interference with the GPS navigation system in Syria, Lebanon, and even Iraq. European governments have urged their citizens to leave. American officials believe an Israeli attack to be imminent. Iran's deputy foreign minister says that if Israel makes another mistake, it won't have 12 days to respond or to think about it, or even 1 day or an hour. The next slap will be delivered in seconds and has already been approved. Seconds? Since when is anybody able to deliver a retaliatory strike within seconds? Okay, I understand hypersonic missiles, 8 to 15 times the speed of sound. I understand that's very fast. They say that one can reach America in, what is it? I don't know, I've heard somebody did 20 minutes from Russia to America. That's pretty fast. But that's not seconds. So what are they talking about? Israeli warplanes are flying intensively over the skies, and it's clear that Israel has multiple objectives, not just directly against Iran. U.S. stock markets have fallen, he goes on to say. Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu announced in a letter to the U.S. Department of Defense that if Israel launches a possible retaliatory strike against Iran, Russia will also participate in the Iranian counterattack. Oh, well, maybe that explains seconds instead of minutes as a retaliatory strike. Maybe Russia is going to use scalar wave. Maybe they're going to use some other high-tech part of a war machine that we haven't been told about. Remember, according to Vicky Parnell, the Russians are in bed with Lucifer and his fallen angels that have high technology that humans have never seen before. And apparently, they've been given this to Russia and perhaps some other places too. Let's go on though. These are the aircraft that can carry 30,000-pound bunker busters that can hit deep into underground territory in Israel. I reiterate that we are not seeking to increase tensions, this is Iran, but warn that if American bases are used or the airspace of regional countries are used to attack Iran, we would have no choice but to target the American bases in those countries. Okay, so basically, Russia's looking for a fight. Well, why shouldn't they be? We've been looking for a fight with Russia for a long time. We've been trying to egg them on. Okay, we're not the Christian on the block anymore. We're not the good guy on the block. America is right now the big bully and has been for many years. And because of our sins, God is, again, we're a filthy, dirty nation. I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was light with his glory, and he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great has fallen, has become the habitation of devils, the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. Let's go on. Only one more article, then I'm going to give my opinion. Bluff or something else. Now, I like this site. It's called War News, and it's actually written in Russian, and apparently it comes out of Russia. It has to be translated to English. So this is what the Russians are saying. I like it. I don't like what they're saying, but I like the site. It gives me another point of view. So it says, bluff or something else. Iran. We will hit Israel with a top secret weapon if it attacks. 4 flying tankers are in the air for IAF operations. The very strange statement was made by the chairman of the National Security Committee for the Iranian Parliament, stated, Iran is ready to use a weapon it has never used before. Where to get it? Well, maybe it got it from Russia. Yeah, where'd Russia get it? Well, maybe they got it from Lucifer and his fallen angels. After all, they've been working to get the best fighting equipment, super soldiers, for the Battle of Armageddon for 6,000 years. And you know, these pretty smart demons. And they're not as smart as God and his angels, of course. But what do they come up with? Let's go on. It says that if U.S. bases are used, or the airspace, and this is what Hal Turner said too, or the regional countries are used to attack Iran, we've had no choice but to target U.S. bases in those countries. So, it could be that in the next 48 hours, Americans could be killed over this situation with Israel. The Israeli regime must know that in case of another strike, it will not have days, and the answer will be given in seconds, not in days or hours. That's the second report that's saying, we got something the world don't know about, and if Israel does something to Iran, we can attack Israel within seconds. That's not something that flies through the air. That's not some kind of a missile. So what are they going to use? All right, now here's the big question. Stan, what do you think? Well, first of all, Stan doesn't know anything. But what I do know is I tried to watch the prophecies. So what are the prophecies saying? Well, that's just it. I don't have any prophecies that says that Israel and Iran are going to go to war. Not one. Not one. I don't have any prophecies that say that Iran-Israel war is going to escalate and involve America. Not one. So what do I think? I think that at the conclusion of this, the prophecies we do have are going to start coming to pass. What's that? I think that Israel will give the Palestinians a state. Now, the question is whether America forces Israel to do that. And that brings me to the next topic, because if you understand this, I'm sorry. I mean, I thought about just reserving this to the Friday night Bible study, but I think everybody needs to know what I'm about to bring you, so I'm going to go ahead and bring it to you. Now, this is not exactly the way we cover it in the Bible study. Bible study is more like, yes, I do skip around sometimes, but for the most part, it's like reading a chapter or 2 or 3 or 4 chapters just right in a row. It is learning the Bible. This is more specific. So let me give you my point up front, and that'll help you decide that, yes, you better listen to what I'm about to say. So, Palestinian State, when it's given, it may allow animal sacrifice, along with the red heifer, of course. It may also bring the third beast, or the caliphate. You can't have the fourth beast, which is world government, till you have the third beast. It may also give the Israelis access to the Temple Mount for the first time in almost 2,000 years. And it may be the covenant that all prophecy students have been looking for, again, 2,000 years, well, since the days of Daniel, the covenant that is to be confirmed to start the tribulation. Wait a minute. Some people say tribulation started. Yes, I know. I got 3 people. It says the first seals have been opened. One says 3, one says 4, one says, I guess 4. But according to Daniel 9:27, it's a confirmation of some kind of covenant. Well, the Palestinian state, if it's given, well, that would be a covenant, wouldn't it? That would be an agreement. Okay, now let's get into the details here. Here is my point. I'm going to show you why the greatest revival in American history could start in 2024. I told you want to watch all of it. Israel-Gaza war will probably, I didn't say will, probably conclude between April 25th and June 14th of 2024, if this is the year for the Omar ushers in Palestinian State headline. Israel will probably see that they cannot defeat their enemies, will give the Palestinians a state. Probably. America will force Israel to give the Palestinians a state. And if America does force Israel to give the Palestinians a state, I have a collection of 14 dreams, visions, angel visits saying that if America splits Israel, God is going to split America. The split of America will mean the Great Lakes will open up down to possibly all the way to the Gulf of Mexico, killing millions of Americans. Probably the greatest earthquake to ever hit the earth, at least since the flood. According to Shane Warren, this is going to be the start of the greatest revival in human history. Miracles will return to the church. I told you, I'm going to explain all this. People can't turn to the government for help. A great wealth transfer will come to the church, not the government, the church, and people must return to the church for help. Included in the Palestinian State agreement might also be the Jews get, as I covered earlier, temple access, the caliphate formed of the third beast, and it may be the covenant that starts the tribulation. Now, let's get into the details you need to know. I'm not going to, this is a quick overview, okay? Daniel 9:24 says 70 weeks are determined upon Israel. Now, I'm going to summarize this. Now, what does that mean? That means 70 sevens, or 490 years of judgment, has been assigned to Israel. Now, I'm not going to go into all the details. 69 weeks have been fulfilled. So if you subtract 69 weeks from 70, that means you got 7 years left. That means there's 7 years more punishment upon Israel. Jerusalem will be trodden down to the Gentiles till the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. It may be that this agreement that they're about to come up with to give the Palestinians a state is the start of that confirmation, the start of that covenant. It could be, I'm not saying it is, it could be the start of the 7-year tribulation. It could also be the covenant that the Antichrist comes up and to confirm later. It could be. It's the Antichrist hasn't showed his face yet, and until we get the third beast, we can't have the fourth beast, which is the point I'm going to make today. Now let's go on. And he shall confirm the covenant with many for 1 week. Okay, this is the big bugaboo. This is the scripture every prophecy student been trying to figure out since we had eyeballs. He can confirm, means the Antichrist, he shall confirm the covenant. What covenant? Well, that's the problem. There's lots of covenants already signed and many more coming. He confirmed the covenant with many, I believe that's many nations, for 1 week, or 1 7-year period. Now, I know Vicky Parnell says, oh, well, it's more than 7 years. Well, okay, fine, she can say that, but that's not what the Bible says. And if it comes down to her or the Bible, I'm going to go with the Bible. I might add, if it comes down to me or the Bible, go with the Bible, okay? In the midst of the week, he should cause the sacrifice and oblation to cease. Well, what that's saying is in the middle of this last 7-year period, at the end conclusion is Jesus and eternity. In the middle of that week, the Antichrist sits on the Ark of the Covenant. 1 Thessalonians 2:4. He sat in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. He'll sit on the Ark of the Covenant, proclaim himself God, and cause them to stop, okay? Stop the animal sacrifice. I'm here, okay? That's what he's going to say. He's going to say, I am God. I'm here, okay? Stop animal sacrifice. Well, they aren't sacrificing animals in Israel now and have not for almost 2,000 years. But now, for almost 2,000 years, they have a red heifer. And they say they're going to sacrifice it April the 22nd, which is Passover, which is when the animal sacrifice is supposed to take place. And it may very well be that's tied in with the Palestinian state and getting them temple access. I'm only saying some interesting things to watch for. Let's go on. I can already see if I'm going to make my point, we ain't going to make this no 30 minutes. Okay, so probably have to go over, but I think it'll be well worth your time to stick with me. Now, part of what I'm going to talk about today is this DVD that I made a number of years ago, and I'll let you pause and read all of it because I don't have time to tell you, but you might want to get this DVD if you want to understand Daniel. And a little bit quicker read is this book, which is, I just wrote this a couple years ago, Tribulation, Secrets, and Daniel. You can pause and read about it. I don't have time to talk about it. So, first of all, the first beast. Okay, what's the first beast? In the first year of Belshazzar, king of Babylon, Daniel had a dream and visions of his head upon his bed. Then he wrote the dream and told the sum of the matters. He spake and said, I saw in my vision by night 4 winds of heaven strove upon the great sea. The sea is people. So he saw 4 great beasts come up out of the people, and these are the last 4 superpowers before eternity starts. The first one, it says, was like a lion, which is England, and had eagle's wings, which of course is America. I beheld till the wings there were plucked, and it was lifted up from the earth, and I think that that's our forefathers being lifted up out of England and most of Europe and being brought over to America. That's the plucking of the wings. And made stand upon the feet as a man, and a man's heart was given to it. Well, of all the nations on the earth, you find the most soft-hearted people in America. Let's go on to the second beast now. I behold another beast, a second like a bear. It raised itself up on one side and had 3 ribs in the mouth of it between the teeth of it. You remember in a later place, it says that he will overcome 3 other nations. There'll be 7 nations, and then the third one will come up, and this third beast will then overcome 3 of the other ones. That's what it's talking about. And they said thus unto it, arise and devour and match flesh. And of course, Russia has already killed lots and lots of people, but this is not talking about the past. This is talking about the last days. It means that Russia is going to devour and kill a lot of people. Now let's talk about the third beast. This is what could be formed with this Palestinian state. Daniel 7:6, I beheld no another like a leopard. Okay, who's the leopard? I'll show you. Which had upon the back of it 4 wings of a fowl. That's 4 land masses, is what it's saying. And the beast also had 4 heads. So we have 4 land masses. Each one of those land masses has a leader to it. That's what it's saying. Now, that's confirmed, Genesis 27:40, and by thy sword shalt thou live, and you'll have dominion. I don't have time to explain that today either. But anyway, it all fits. Now, caliphate, the definition of a caliphate, or the word caliph, is the political, religious, military leader of a Muslim state. Muslims believe that a Khalifa will unite all Islamic lands and the people and subjugate the rest of the world. They think that they will take over the world. So this is the third beast. After this, beheld no another like a leopard, which had on the back of it 4 wings of a fowl and 4 heads, and dominion was given to it. So we have a leopard. That means basically it's going to be 4 nations, 4 land masses, each one having a leader that will then cooperate and work together as one. That's the leopard. We do not have that yet. We do not have 4 nations that cooperate and work together as one unit. We do not have the third beast. So, you can't have the 4th beast until you have the third beast. Means, until this guy's created, you're not going to see a world government. And everybody knows a world government is just right around the corner. But you can't have the 4th beast till you have the third beast. But the forming of the Palestinian state, that agreement could be a really, really, really big agreement. That's the reason I'm saying everybody got to watch that. We watchmen, we got to watch that. Let's go on. So how do you know that the leopard is the Muslims? So if you do a research, and I have, where do Muslims live? This is a map. The green areas show where the Muslims live. Then if you do a research, where do leopards live? This is where the leopards live. And if you overlay those maps, this map here, let me show you. Okay, so let's start with, say, let's look at the Black Sea. That's right in the middle of it. Here's the Black Sea, so you can identify it. Here's the Black Sea. This is where the Muslims live, right here, and this is where the Muslims live. Look at the Black Sea. In other words, it's almost the same. Not only that, but you can do more research, and I have, into the living habits, the housing habits, the breeding habits, the fighting habits of Muslims and leopards, almost exactly the same. So the summary is, this leopard is 4 wings, means 4 lands, 4 heads is 4 leaders. Got it? That's important. Probably, at least I used to think it would be these 4. We don't know. We're going to watch. But that was at the time I made this DVD, which is several years ago. That was our best guess. We'll watch. Let's go on. Now let's talk about the 4th beast, which is world government. Okay, so let's compare them. Daniel 7 versus Revelation 13:1. I don't have time to dig into it deep. I'm just going to give you a quick overview. You remember, the first one's like a lion, we covered. Then eagle's wings. The second is the bear. The third one is the leopard. And the 4th beast, dreadful and terrible and strong exceedingly, that's your world government. That's what Daniel says. Then you jump over to Revelation 13:1. It says the same thing. It lists a leopard, it lists a bear, it lists a lion. Then, here's the 4th beast. 7 heads, 10 horns upon his horn, 10 crown upon his heads, the name of blasphemy. That's your world government. Now, this is what it's saying. There's 4 beasts. The lion with eagle's wings, the bear, the leopard, and then the world government. The problem is we don't have this one yet. We don't have the leopard in place. But it could very well be before June 14th of 2014, before we reach Pentecost of this year, we could see a 4-nation caliphate form. Now, do I know that? No, I don't know. God told me? No, he has not. I'm just watching like you. Let's go on. Okay, so what we're talking about is world government. Again, the head is a lion, the leopard, and the feet of the bear, according to Revelation 13. This is the 4th beast, which has not formed yet. But then the 3rd beast hasn't formed yet. But the point is, it may very well be that this agreement of the Palestinian State is huge. We'll watch. After this, I saw in the night vision, behold, a 4th beast, world government, dreadful and terrible and strong, exceedingly, had great iron. That would be the descendants of the Roman or the Babylonian Empire. It devoured, brake in pieces, and snapped the residue with the feet of it, and it was diverse from all the beasts that before it had 10 horns. This is the 10 horns of where they take the 7 continents, divide them into 10 global regions, and I took out that map because I don't have time to show you. But I did think that you must see this. Look at the Christian or the lion nations, their colors, red, white, and blue. Look at the Muslim nations, their color is primarily green. Look at the bear, their color is primarily red. I thought that would be interesting. Now, let me make my point to close here. The Palestinian State may, I don't know that it will, it may facilitate animal sacrifice. The starting of the 3rd beast or the caliphate, give Jews access to the temple, and it may prove to be the covenant which starts the tribulation. So I'll pause and let you look at that, but I've already covered that, but I've made my point today. Let me talk about our 3 sponsors briefly. First, if you want to get gold or silver, we're going to send you to 800-200-GOLD or prophecyclubgold.com, prophecyclubgold.com. Second, if you want to get long-term emergency food, the only place I would send you to is josephskitchen.com. It is what I believe is God's long-term storage food. As you recall, Pharaoh and Joseph, what fed the world for 7 years was wheat. Most of your long-term storage places, $9,000 to $10,000 to feed one person for 1 year. Joseph's Kitchen can show you how to do it for about $1,000, one person, 1 year. And EMP Shield. If you want your car to start, if you want your computers to start after some kind of nuclear event, that's the device to get. And if you go to empshield.com and use the promo code PROPHECY, get your $50 discount and helps your Prophecy Club. I've not talked about our books for a long time, so I'm going to take a minute and explain them. First of all, I think this is the very best book that I've ever written. And it's called The Secret Door to Understand Bible Prophecy, but it does not have the word rapture in it, does not discuss it. This is only talking about Bible prophecy. So the story is in 2017, I memorized the book of Revelation. I got 30 revelations, 2 visions, and an audible voice. God showed me the word first fruits is a secret door that links Revelation and the feasts, showing the correct chronological order of Revelation. One prophetic word says there is a lock that I put over a word in the book of Revelation. I'm going to open it to you, and it will turn many books written on the end time message into obsolete books. That's this book. Then I next wrote Miss the Mark. And it's for anyone. It's simple. It's if they read 3 pages, they'll read the whole book. They read the whole book, they will never take the mark of the beast. Also, this tribulation sequence in Daniel is just the most important parts of Daniel that someone living in a tribulation needs to know. These are the best prophecies from the last 32 years of studying and teaching Bible prophecy from Dimitri Duduman, Michael Boldea, Leslie Johnson, Henry Groover, Shane Warren, Terry Bennett, Maurice Sklar, Augusto Perez, Doug Metzger, Bree Keaton, and more. Each set of these, in other words, this is a set of 10, a set of 10, a set of 5, a set of 10, a set of 5. It's a total of 40 books. You can get one set of each, 40 books, for a gift of $100 at prophecyclub.com. We also put together a Watchman's package, which contains 2 2-foot by 3-foot charts, and my handwritten book of Revelation, 5 DVDs on the School of the Watchman, and 5 of the copies of Secret Door to Understand Bible Prophecy, all valued at $355 for a gift of $200. prophecyclub.com.